Since the last time we spoke, the Magic have played a couple of basketball games, two completely different results, or multiple, really. 3-point loss to the Clippers. That was back on Friday night, and then a back-to-back against the Grizzlies. Smacked them by 30. Could have really been 50 had they kept their starters in. And then a 1-point win over the Portland Trailblazers. So, sort of all over the place. If the Magic finished their homestand 5-3, I think any Magic fan would take that. And at this point, 70 plus games into the season, we've got a pretty good idea of what this Magic team is. They're really good defensively. They struggle on offense on some occasions, and usually those occasions are against the upper echelon teams in the NBA. They also really struggle against teams that are good at shooting the three ball. The Magic are something like 2-9 this year when their opponent makes 5 or more threes than they do. And almost everybody in the league makes more threes than the Magic. But where the Magic are able to make hay is that they guard the three-point line really well. However, against teams that really specialize in that, like the Warriors, for instance, what are you really supposed to do against Steph Curry? You could be good at guarding the three-point line. There's nothing you can do in stopping a guy that can logo 3U or create movement off ball and space for himself the way that he does. So these teams that specialize, that aren't just good at shooting the three, but really specialize in it, those are the teams that the Magic struggle with the most, because there's only so much you can do, and it simply becomes a math problem. The Magic don't make threes, the other team does, and you lose games that way. You've kind of got to be perfect in order to win those games. We also know that the team is really good against subpar competition. 26-6 or 27-6 when facing teams that are below 500, 17-25 when playing teams that are above 500. And I've seen a lot of Magic fans use this against the team and go, see, this is how I know they're not for real, because this is their record when they face good competition. Okay, but let's be clear. That's not that unique. Only the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Bucks have their own problems, have an above 500 record against above 500 competition if you look at teams inside of the Eastern Conference. As far as the teams at the top, the Pacers also have an above 500 record against above 500 competition, but they're just slightly above 500 against less than 500 competition. So I'll take what the Magic are doing over the erratic nature of a team like the Indiana Pacers. So my point is, though, is that this isn't some big indictment on who the Magic are. This is what good teams do. Good teams that are not great, and the Magic are not great, they're supposed to beat the teams that they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they lose to everybody else occasionally. This is not a Magic problem. This goes for everyone. Now, as far as the rest of the season and how this is going to play out in terms of the playoffs, largely going to be based on who they go up against. We know who the Magic match up well with. We know who they don't. I think the X factor in all of this is now that Joel Embiid is back with the Philadelphia 76ers. They're sort of a fictitious 8 seed as it would stand right now. But if that team was fully healthy all year long, they would be no lower than the 3 seed. So hopefully they kind of stay where they're at and they stay out of Orlando's way. That way the Magic can advance in round 1. But I would really question their ability to get past a Joel Embiid-led Philadelphia 76ers team. The Pacers, it's a matchup problem, but the Magic have actually played really well against them. The Knicks, bring on New York. I'm confident the Magic would beat them in round 1. But the truth is that we just simply don't know how this team is going to step up when the playoffs get here. These are things that we can predict them. You can throw your opinions out there. We do not know. Are they going to rise to the occasion? Are they going to shrink to the occasion? You don't know until you see it. And when the time comes, then we'll figure that out. And we're going to celebrate it, because this team has been waiting to break through and not just win one playoff game like they did in 2018 and 2019, but really make some noise. So when the moment gets here, we are going to celebrate that properly here in the City Beautiful, but we'll wait to do that until the day comes. What we'll do right now is I want to take a look forward at what the Magic could be beyond this season, because whatever happens this year is sort of gravy as long as they don't get smoked in round 1. We know where this team struggles. 26th in points per game, 25th in fast break points, 26th in field goals made, three-pointers made, they rank 29th, three-point percentage, they rank 21st. Defensively, other end of the spectrum, they rank top 10 or top 12 across the board at any key statistic, and they're number 1 or number 2 in a few of them. This team needs scoring. And I truly believe with the way that this team has come around and the coaching of Jamal Mosley, the progression of Paolo, and he still has a lot of room to grow, but he has progressed. Franz Wagner in a little bit of a slump right now, but you know that guy could be a strong number 3 on a winning basketball team. Jalen Suggs and the breakout that he has, you've got young guys. We still don't even know what you have in Anthony Black. Jet Howard has barely seen any NBA playing time. This team has room to grow, but has already shown that the foundation is there. And with the right added piece, I truly believe this Magic team can be championship contenders by next season. And I think that piece is Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Had sort of a down year relative to what his expectations and standards are, but this is still one of the top level scorers in the NBA on a per game basis. He's top 10 in the NBA in that regard, and he's somebody who has lit it up every year of his career. 26.8 points per game this season, 28 last year, 26 the year before that, 26 the year before that. This is a guy that's been in the league for like 8 years now, so he's a veteran. And he can score, and he can light it up from 3. He can distribute. The Magic right now have a problem with scoring the basketball. You insert him in that 2-guard role, let him play side by side with Jalen Suggs, split who carries the ball up the floor. In today's NBA, it doesn't matter. Everybody can dribble, and everybody can pass. You need somebody that you can rely on when the offense goes stagnant, when the offense goes stale. Who are you leaning on to be the guy that can bring you out of that rut and raise the offensive floor? Things don't seem to be going all that well in Cleveland. Next year is the last year of his contract, and if they're not going to extend him, they're going to want to get something for him. And we've seen players, even of that caliber, that are traded for a bevy of draft picks. You don't have to overhaul your team in order to bring someone like that in if Cleveland is willing to move on and if Donovan Mitchell pushes the issue. I think he could fix the problems for the Orlando Magic and push them over the hump and make them championship contenders come next season.